So if you've ever felt stuck, uninspired, not really sure what the next right step for you is to take in your business, this video might be able to help. It is part of a bigger series around how to create a one-page business plan for the purpose-driven leader that you'll actually use. And today we're going to deep dive into one specific area of that plan and help you create it for yourself leaving today. So if you haven't watched the other videos in the series, make sure to do so. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kristin Constable. I'm a leadership and business coach to values-driven entrepreneurs who want to create wildly successful, values-driven businesses and lead rich and fulfilling values-driven lives. And this channel is dedicated to weekly videos to help you do just that. So if you're new, make sure to subscribe so you get notified every time a new video comes out online. And if you're not new, you might want to subscribe too, because it helps me out a lot. Being a growing channel, it helps me get my videos in front of other people, and it is greatly appreciated. So if you have ever felt stuck, uninspired, just not sure where to go next, where I would recommend you look first is to the quality and the clarity of your vision. Often when we don't have clarity around where we're going and who we need to be to get there, it's very unclear as to what the next step is. So today we are going to talk about what really makes a powerful vision and actually how it is different from a mission, because those two things often get confused. And then I'm going to share with you my 4 top tips on how to create a really powerful vision that will pull you into this inspiring vision for the future and will really get you excited about what you are creating, even when the road gets rough. So if I were to claim one superpower, it would be championing and supporting people in actualizing their inspiring visions for the future. So I am so excited to be able to share with you all today my top tips and what I've learned throughout the years around what actually makes an inspiring vision that pulls you towards it, and who you need to be as the creator of that vision to actually make it happen. So if you are ready to dive into that, just put in the comments below, I'm ready, and I'm going to give you everything I got on this subject. Okay, first things first, what is the difference between mission and vision? So these two things often get confused or overlapped, and it's very important to pull them apart. So a mission is action-oriented. It's what you're doing. It is the how you're going to do it, essentially. The vision is your North Star. It's where you're going, who you need to be in the future in order to create that. It's future-focused and it's aspirational. So that is the first top tip that I want to share with you around visioning that's really important to get. Visions are aspirational. They are these North Stars that guide us and orient us in a direction. They are not a destination. A destination is a goal. And we're going to talk about 90-day goals in this business plan later on, but that is different from a vision. So to help you create that aspirational, future-focused vision, there's 3 really powerful coaching questions that you can explore for yourself in that one-page business plan. So if you haven't downloaded it already, make sure you go to the notes below this video, find that one-page plan, and then start exploring those questions for yourself. The second top tip that I want to give you when it comes to visioning is around what actually visualization is. So a lot of people, when I work with them in visualization, they're like, oh, I can't do it. I can't see anything. But visualization isn't just visuals. It's not just what you see. It is a full sensory experience. So what do I mean by that? It means that to visualize and to create a vision that's really powerful, you need to do more than just create a one-dimensional image of the thing. It needs to be a full sensory experience. So tapping into your feelings. How are you going to feel when you actually have this business that you want to create 5 years out, 10 years out? Who are you going to need to be? Who do you show up as? Are you confident? Are you grounded? Are you expansive? All of these feelings-based things that you want to tap into. And when you're actually creating that vision, you want to embody those feelings. You also want to tap into all of your senses. So as you're creating this vision, as I said, it's not just visual. It's what are you seeing? What are you experiencing? How do you feel? What's the energy of the place? So if we bring this back to business again, if you take your business 5 years out, What does your office space feel like? Who's there with you? What do you smell when you walk into the office? What do you hear? What does your seat feel like when you sit down at your desk or stand up at your standing desk? These are the kind of details that you want to bring to life as you're creating this future-focused vision, because they are what makes the vision real. Now, that's what we get into topic number 3, or top tip number 3, is in order for a vision to really have its full power, for it to be creative, it needs to be realistic. And what I mean by that is not realistic in the sense of it needs to be like plausible or possible, but we have to trick our central nervous system into thinking that it actually occurred, or it's actually true. And the cool thing about this is our central nervous system cannot differentiate between real or imagined events when we imagine these events in so much detail and over and over again. So this is why athletes use visualization, and they have been for years, is the more that they can visualize the perfect shot or the perfect race, they can trick their central nervous system into actually believing that they swam that race or took that shot. And what they're doing is they're creating new neural pathways and new mental maps around success and around winning. And that's what we want to do in business too, is we want to come back to our vision over and over again, not just create it, forget about it, keep it on the one-page plan, but that's the beauty of the one-page plan, is it's somewhere that you can put it up somewhere that you can see every single day, because you want to come back to this vision over and over again, and not just looking at it on the one-page plan, but you actually want to do a visualization where you're connecting to that vision daily. And especially when you're stuck or uninspired, coming back to the vision and checking in on it is so important. Checking back in and recalibrating with your vision allows you to check in to see, is this still the North Star that I'm going after? Sometimes when we're feeling stuck or uninspired, it's maybe because that North Star, something's changed. So you want to come back to your vision over and over again and embody it and feel it and check in on it to see, is this still the North Star that I'm going after? And connect back to the energy that you created when you created it for the first time. Okay, and then the final part I want to share around creating a powerful vision is something that you'll be familiar with if you know me, because I talk about it a lot when it comes to goal setting, but also visioning, is this idea of joyfully achieving. So when we're talking about joyfully achieving, we're talking about having two seemingly maybe opposite things actually complement and work together. So the opposite things that I'm talking about are having an inspiring vision for the future. So that's what we're talking about here today, that part of the axis. But then we also have the other part of the axis, which is around being content in the present moment. So in order to joyfully achieve, you need both things. You need to be content in the present moment while going after this inspiring vision for the future. This is huge. If you only have the inspiring vision for the future, what a vision does is it creates a gap, and it can often create stress, anxiety, or tension. That tension and anxiety can be in a good way. It can be the thing that is motivating, that drives us. Is like, I'm here and I want to be here. So that's good. But in order for it to be healthy striving, we need to also be content in the present moment. So what's great about right now? What do we have that we can be grateful for? And we need to trust the process, that if we're in alignment with this vision, if we're working from our sense of purpose, if we're creating something that's in alignment with our values and what we actually want to bring out to the world, we're trusting the process. So joyfully achieving is probably the number one tool when it comes to this visioning that helps people stay grounded. So if you find that you're not grounded or you're constantly living in the future, come back to this model of joyfully achieving, which is, it's great that you have this inspiring vision for the future that you want to live into, but connect yourself back daily with what you're grateful for right now and why right now is absolutely perfect. There might be lessons that you need to learn before you can move on to the next step. There might be growth that you need to have. So every moment that we're living in is part of the bigger picture process and is a necessity in order to get where we want to go. Okay. So that is my top 4 tips around how to create a powerful vision. So now you get to go in and take this on for yourself. Really, it is around an exploration. Where do you want to go? Who do you need to be? What do you want to create? And as I said, there's 3 questions in that one-page business plan that can help you with this exploration. So make sure to download that if you need some support. And have some fun with this. This should be aspirational. And I once heard a quote from Walt Disney that has really stuck with me when it comes to visioning. And his direction for his team when they were building Disneyland was to build the castle first. And what he meant by that was that the castle was the vision for what they were creating around that. So instead of starting with the small stuff, the details, is build the castle so everyone can align and get inspired by the vision that they were creating for their future. So if you haven't watched the rest of the videos in this series around how to create a one-page business plan that you'll actually use, make sure to do that and stay tuned for next week's video around how to define your ideal customer or client. A little bit more of a granular conversation than this week's, but just as important. So subscribe so you'll get notified as soon as that comes out, and I will see you back here then. Thanks.